Oh, yeah.
Okay, it
It's fine.
started.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. This is Anish, and I'm here on behalf of the National Law Training Institute. National Law Training Institute, abhi tak everybody knows what we do, how we do, and who we are. So we are National Law School Bangalore students. Each of us working at NLTI, who run NLTI, are National Law School Bangalore students. I personally got an All India rank of 17 in CLAT 2021. Started National Law Training Institute in 2022. Got brilliant results in 2022, 2023, and now in 2024 we are back to mentor you guys for CLAT 2025. Today we have Jairaj among us who got a brilliant All India rank of 65 in CLAT 24 and All India rank 24 in ALET 24, if I'm not wrong. So let me tell you a little bit about the initiative that we plan on taking in the coming few days. So right till now, NLTI was being associated by a mentorship program that was being run by NLSIU students. But a lot of students, a lot of parents were apprehensive about how just mentorship will help students if we are not covering the syllabus. So we called ourselves a supplement to coachings, never a substitute to coaching. And I think we'll continue to say that we are in no way a substitute to coaching. But people who can't afford a coaching of rupees, let's say 70,000, those people suffer in this present scenario because they have nowhere else to go. Like they can't do stuff. They feel that mentorship that they get from NLT at just rupees 10,000 for a year, that is not sufficient for clearing CLAT. And then they feel that because they are already lagging in terms of material or in terms of syllabus coverage that they're not able to afford, they feel demotivated and do not clear CLAT ultimately. So to solve this issue, I think we brainstormed a lot on this, and we thought that why don't we start series for specific subjects and help you all cover syllabus as well. So now NLTI is not just a mentorship program. We will provide you full syllabus coverage as well. And starting today, we are launching this series called QT Brahmastra. And the faculty for this would be Jairaj, who does brilliant in maths, who is very street smart, has great common sense, everything that you need in a faculty for quantitative techniques. Got amazing score in CLAT 24 as well. So this is now a new beginning for NLTI, not just mentorship but full syllabus coverage as well. And let me tell you, this is included in the full course. You don't have to pay any extra penny for this. The students who have already enrolled with us, they'll be able to access all these sessions. The students who are willing to enroll with us in the future, they'll be also getting these sessions included in the full course. To start with, like to give you a taste of what all these sessions will entail, today is a demo class. Tomorrow we have a demo class for legal reasoning section. In the next couple of weeks, we'll continue with the demo classes till we ultimately have to use a paywall so that only enrolled students get access to it. Over to you, Jairaj. Will not take a lot of time for you and other participants who are in this session. Just wanted to share that NLTI is not just a mentorship program. Now we are looking to help you in more than one ways, and the best way would be to help you cover syllabus as well comprehensively. So now NLTI has test series, has syllabus coverage, as well as mentorship, that too by NLSIU students exclusively. Over to you, Jairaj. It would be great if you could introduce yourself briefly and then start up the session.
All right. Thanks for the kind introduction. I'm Jairaj. I live in Chandigarh. So I cracked CLAT 2024 as he mentioned. So I'll be joining NLS this year only from July. So I did quite well in QT. In fact, it was my strongest section, and I knew that maths was one section ki yahan par to full milenge hi. So that's why I thought ki why not.
So did you ultimately get the full score? Pura
Yes,
aaya
I
ya
did.
kahin cut gaya?
Pura.
Oh, amazing. Right.
So about myself a little bit. I'm from Chandigarh. Pichle 12 saal I've done my schooling here only. I have some hobbies like I play chess, a little bit of guitar, and I love public speaking. Now, enough about me. Let's start our session. I'll share my screen. All right, percentages. Can everyone see?
Yeah, the screen is visible. Just full screen it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing is that you can convert percentages to fractions. and these are certain common fractions from, that is the ones that are divisible by 1, 1.5, 1/3, 1/4, all the way to 1/20. This can be useful in two ways. One, they can help you with quick calculation tricks, and two, sometimes direct questions comes like calculate, for example, calculate 18.18% of uh, a certain number. Let's say 22, right? Now this is a odd odd percentages. You normally never see this, and calculation can be thought about complicated, right? But if you have this list memorized, you will know that 9.09 is 1 by 11. So 18.18, it's 2 by 11, right? So for example, if I can turn on a pen, I can show you 18.18 percentage of, let's say, a number 44, let's say 44. Normally this looks like a complicated percentage and you'll have to do a bit lengthy calculation, but if you can remember this list, you can go directly here. 1 by 11 is 9.09, 18.18 is 2 by 11. So this is nothing but 2 by 11 into 44. These cancel out, you get 8. So you can screenshot this list. I'll read this out once also, as I know this picture is a bit harder to decipher. 1 equals, so I hope everybody has a pen and paper or is screenshotting this, because everything I write down will be useful. I'll just read it out once. 1 equals 100%. 1 by 2 equals 50%. 1 by 7 equals 14.28%. 1 by 8 equals 12.5%. 1 by 9 equals 11.11%. 1 by 10 equals 10%. 1 by 11 equals 9.09%. 1 by 12 equals 8.33%. 1 by 13 equals 7.7%. 1 by 14 equals 7.14%. 1.1 by 15 equals 6.66%. 1 by 16 equals 6.25%. 1 by 17 equals 5.88%. 1 by 18 equals 5.55%. 1 by 19 equals 5.26%. 1 by 20 equals 5%. Now I realize this list is a little bit overwhelming, and it's mostly like the first 12 that are more necessary, but it would be ideal if you are eventually able to memorize up to 1 by 20. But at least till 1 by 12, you should definitely memorize. If I can show you, at least till here, you have to memorize. All right. Now the second part of percentages is the formula. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to either screenshot this or write this down, but I will be going over each of these formulae one by one. So if you miss one, don't worry, we'll come to them. All right. I hope you guys have noted this, but even if you haven't, as I said, we'll be covering these one by one, so you won't miss anything, I don't think. So for example, the basic one is A% of B equals A by 100 into B. This is the first formula. So the example for this is, if 20% of 150 apples are rotten, how many rotten apples are there? So how do we solve this? If I can bring my pointer right over here. So 20% of 150 equals 20 by 100 into 150 now. Right. If we cancel 150 by 100, let's say divide them both by 50. We divide here by 50 into 3 equals 150. 50 into 100 equals 2. Now we can divide this by this. 20 by 2 equals 10. So we get 30, right? So we have 30 rotten apples. This is the basic one. The direct question, the most direct percentage questions will come in this form. The formula build upon this only, right? So because this is the basic definition of a percentage, right? I'll cover that once again as well. What is a percentage? If you look at the words percentage, right? You focus on this per cent, right? Like we have per kilometer, per hour. We also have a percent. Cent means 100. So 20% means 20 by 100. Like we have kilometers per hour. Similarly, percentage are calculated by dividing by 100. So 20% of 150 is 20 per 100 of 150. And that has been calculated is 30. Now the second formula, A% more than B. The first formula was A% of B. For example, 20% of 150. But this is A% more than B. So we have two components here. If I can. So we have the B, right? And we have the A% more than B here. We can also write this in this form by distributing the B outside. Either way, whichever is easier for you to remember, you can remember that only. So for example, if a shirt initially costs 40, right? And its price increases by 25%. So it increases by 25% per 100%. And what percent of what? By 40 only, right? Or we can directly write this as 125 by 100 or 40. Right. This is nothing but 1 by 4. You can divide both by 25. 25 by 25 is 1. 25 by 100 is 4. 1 by 4 is 40. 10. So 40 divided by 4, 10 equals to 50. Where we can do this bottom one also. First, again, 25 into 5 is 125. 25 into 4 is 100. 4 divided by 40 is 10. 5 tenths of 50, right? We got the same answer through both. Now, similar to this formula is the third formula, A% less than B. It is basically the same formula. But instead of a plus here, we have a minus. Why do we have a minus? Simply because it is less than instead of more than. So our example, car initially costs 20,000 and its price decreases by 10%. Or we could also, when we talk about cars or houses, the question might mention the word depreciate. So it depreciates by 10%. By 10%, 10 by 100, 10 by 100 of what? Of course, that 20,000. Running out of a bit space here. Or we can directly say 20,000 brackets 100 minus 10, that's 90. 400. Either way works. So let's solve this. Let's see. 1 0 goes here. 1 0 goes here. 20,000 minus This is a 2000 left here, 20,000 minus 2000, that equals to 18,000, right? Or we can do this way, 20 into 100, 1 0 cuts here, another 0 cuts here, 9 2s are 18, right? 9 2s are 18, and we have 3 zeros, 2000, so 18,000. Right. So these are our first three formulas covered. Hopefully you've been understanding me till now. I'll take the doubts when we have completed all the formulae. All right. So if you have any, keep this in mind, note them down. I'll solve them all. That's okay. Next formula. A is what percent of B? This you have to pay. Sometimes you have to pay attention to what the question is asking. Sometimes the question is directly asking a percentage of B. 20% of 150 apples are rotten, right? But sometimes it may be A is what percent of B. So the two numbers are given, A and B. We have to find the percentage. Or the question could be what percent of B is A. So if Sarah scored 80 out of 100, she got a test says 80 out of 100. Excellent. But what's the percentage, right? So to calculate the percentage, just multiply by 100. In this example, it is 80 out of 100, so it's a bit confusing. Maybe I should change the example a bit. Let's say instead of 80 out of 100, it's 80 out of 120, right? 120. So if we can go to erase all this, right? Probably 80 out of 120. Let's change the example. 80 out of 120, that's how much she got. And then we multiply by 100, right? Notice the difference here. The first formula, 100 is below A, and then we multiply by B. But since we know the B, we know the number that this calculates. We know the number we calculate using this. But what's missing is the percentage. So the formula changes a bit. 80 by 120 into 100, right? So let's calculate this. Zeros cancel out. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 2/3 into 100, that's 66.66 approximately. She scored about 66%, 67%. When the question is asked, often they will ask to note how many digits they want. They might ask 2 digits after decimal, 1 digit after decimal. They might want you to round up, not round up. So you have to pay attention to what the question is asking, because sometimes it can be tricky, it can be confusing. So you have to pay very careful attention to the details of the question. Next formula is what percent more or less than B. Here it's a bit easier to remember because regardless of more or less, the formula is same. Why? Because if A, it is more percent, what will happen? A is bigger than B, we will get a positive number here. And if it is less than B, we will get a negative number here. I'll show you, for example. If a house was sold for 250,000, that's our A. And it was, rather, since that this is the selling price, this is B actually. No, it is our A, right? 250,000, that's how much it was sold for, right? That's the selling price. And it was bought for 200,000. What percentage profit or loss did the seller make? These more or less than B questions often come in the form of profit loss because it is a similar topic. So the base, you have to be careful about what is the base, what are the numbers being compared. In case of profit or loss, it will be the cost price that is part of the base, right? Let's do the subtraction. 250,000 minus 200,000, that's easy. That's just 50,000. 50,000. And then let's say 4 zeros cancel, 4 zeros cancel, 5 divided by 20, that is 1 by 4. And we can't forget this part into 100, right? 100 by 4, right? I'll clear it a bit, make some space. There is a link. And so we got 1 by 4 into 100. That's easy, 25%. Let's get another example for less than also. I'll make up a simple example right now. Okay, we need to do that. Right. Then let's say 20. Uh, was it not? Yes. Let's say 20 is what percent less than 25. So 25 is our B. It goes here. 20 minus 25 into 100 into 100. We'll divide it like so. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25, 4. Easy enough. This is negative 5. Negative 5 into 4 is negative 20. So we can say 20% less than 20 is 20% less than 25. Now the next formula is percentage change. F, where F is your final number and I is initial number. For example, stock increased from $50 to $60. So our final is 60. It increased from $50 to $60. Our initial is 50. What was the percentage change? So 60 minus 50, that's 10. Zeros cancel. Don't forget the into 100. 1 by 5 into 100, that is 100 by 5. And that's just 20% change. But one thing you have to be careful about is what is the initial number. For example, I'll change the question. It says it decreased from 60 to 50. The answer is not now 20. You have to be very careful. Why? Let's see why. 50 is the final. Negative 60 is the initial. 60 is the base. I erase some space. Let's remove all this. And let's write this again. 50 minus 60 over 60 into 100. 50 minus 60, that is minus 10. Zeros cancel. So negative 100 by 6, that is about 16, negative 16.66. So just by changing the ordering of the numbers, instead of an increase from 50 to 60, it is a decrease from 60 to 50. I changed the answer from 20% to negative 16.66% minus 16.66%. So बहुत केयरफुल होना पड़ता है. कभी कंफ्यूजन के लिए ऐसे दे देते हैं. चेंज बताओ कितना. Another thing you have to be careful about. I'll, if I can, is my, could you give me a second? I'm having a little bit of trouble with my mouse, I think. Yeah, just give me a second, I'll change. Right. Another thing is, let's say something grew from 100 to 200, right? Another thing grew from 50 to, let's say, 125. Now if you calculate the difference, कितना ग्रो किया एब्सोल्यूट टर्म्स में, ये the first grew by 100, second कितना 75. So your initial reaction might be कि this first situation there is more growth, here it is less growth, but we will use concept of percentage change. So we'll make a side by side comparison. Final here is 200, right? Minus initial 100, all of that over again our initial 100 into 100. These hundreds cancel. 20 minus 100, that's just 100, equals to 100. So 100% change. But if we look here, 125 is our final, minus 50 is our initial, and again our initial minus 50, or rather 50 into 100. 100 by 50, that's 2 by 1, 2, right? This we already said was 75. 75 into 2, that's 150. 150. 150% is more than 100%. So this is the second case in which you have to be careful with percentage change. Now the last formula is that of successive change. I'll highlight successive change. When you have two different percentage changes, for example, it is given here. First, there is a 10% increase followed by a 5% decrease. 5% decrease. What is the net percentage change? टोटल परसेंटेज चेंज कितना हुआ? पहले 10 बढ़ा, फिर 5 घटा, टोटल में क्या हुआ? सो लेट्स अप्लाई द फॉर्मूला. rp is 10, rq is negative 5, then plus let's put brackets, 10 into bracket negative 5 over 100. We are putting brackets because one of the numbers is a negative, so we'll avoid confusion. This is just 5. This is 10 into minus 5, that is negative 50. 5 zeros cancel. 5 by 10, this is negative 1 by 2, right? 5 minus 1 by 2, so that is 10 by 2. That's 5, right? Minus 1 by 2, 9 by 2, equals to 4.5. So overall, there has been a 4.5 increase, 4.5 percentage increase. Let's not forget percentage. A couple things you have to be careful of here. First of all, this only works with two percentage changes, P and Q. But you can also solve questions using this formula where there are two or more, 3, 4, 5. How do you do this? You take two at a time. For example, let's say in the same question, we say there has been a 20% increase also after the 5% decrease. Order doesn't matter, but I'm just saying for the question's sake, 20% decrease. So what will we do? First, we will solve the 10 and 5, for example, any two, pick any two, solve them. We get 4.5. Then apply the same formula with 4.5 as the P, and the next percentage, 20 plus 4.5 into 20, again over 100. 24.5 plus 20 into 4.5, that is 90 over 100, that 9 by 10, that is 0.9. So 25.4%. Never forget the percentage when it is asked. So our final answer will be 25.4%. Another thing, you have to be very careful with sign, because let's if one both are positive, easy, right? If both are negative, let's say, uh, I'll go to the next slide only. If uh, my mouse is giving some issues today for some reason, I don't know why. Let's see. I'll try. So basically, if both are negative, then it will be negative 10, for example. um, Negative 10 minus, let's say, negative 15 plus. What will happen is, since this is a negative, 10 multiplied by a negative 15, all of that over 100, all of that over 100. Apologies for the bad thing, bad handwriting. I am using a trackpad of laptop, so sorry about that. What will happen is the negatives will cancel because minus minus is positive, so this will become 150 positive, right? Positive. Uh, this So 150 by 100, that's 1.5. But these two are still negative, right? So that will be negative 25 plus 1.5. That is negative 23.5 minus 23.5. And we already saw the case where one is positive and one is negative. So all three cases. All right. Thank you. I'll address some doubts now. If you can give me a second. Right. Hope everyone learned something. Whoever has doubts can raise their hand or write in chat. P and Q. P and Q are just random variables. You can take anything. For example, in the PPT, right? These are just for ease of remembering. You can write X and Y. It doesn't matter because in the question there will be a 10% increase, 5% decrease. You will write a plus 10 here, a minus 5 here, plus 10 into multiplied by minus 5 here. This is algebra, right? So this is P into Q. P into Q. So you remember that, right? Basic algebra. How many sessions that will be worked out later? Uh, okay, I'll just go through everything once. Uh, Priya, you want without the ink or with the ink? I can do either, so I'll just work with whatever you prefer. Practice sheets maybe in later sessions. I've not prepared one for this session. All right, Priya. I'll just present it. Oh, wait, let me share my screen. We'll try working that out. We thought we can. We'll figure that out later. Thank you, Yatharth, for the appreciation. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me. All right, I hope that's it. If anyone has doubts, you can still mention. That's fine. I don't mind. All right, then everyone can leave. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Yatharth.
So, as of now, how many hours we should be practicing QT?
See, it depends how good you are at one thing. Secondly, it's not about time exactly. It's about what you are doing in that time, how efficient. For example, if you are very good in legal, तुम एक पैरा 2 मिनट में पढ़ देते हो, then you will obviously spend less time. बट अगर तुम्हें एट द एंड ऑफ द डे सब में क्या करना है, टाइम डिक्रीज करने की कोशिश करनी है. सो यू शुड इंस्टेड ऑफ थिंकिंग आई स्टडी 2 hours क्यूटी टुडे, यू शुड थिंक आई डू वन सेक्शनल ऑफ 40 क्वेश्चंस टुडे. तुम क्वेश्चन में सोचो, और फिर वो डिपेंड्स करता है तुम्हारे पास अगेन टाइम कितना, कैपेसिटी कितनी है. यू शुड ट्राई वर्किंग ऑन योर वीकनेसेस. कौन सी तुम्हारे वीक सेक्शन है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में, कहाँ तुम्हारे मार्क्स कट रहे हैं. अगर मॉक शुरू कर दें बहुत बढ़िया, नहीं किए हैं तो थोड़ी देर में कर ही लो, बेटर बेटर रहेगा. सेक्शनल्स तो कर ही लो.
Yes, sir. Also, were you from PCM stream?
No, I wasn't from PCM, but if you're wondering about your chances, हम एटलीस्ट मेरे बैच में हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे, ऑलमोस्ट तीनों स्ट्रीम साइंस, ह्यूमैनिटीज, कॉमर्स, तीनों से ऑलमोस्ट इक्वली हैं. सो
Okay. Yeah, got it. Thank you so much for this amazing session.
थैंक यू, इट्स बिन अ प्लेजर.